which was linked in many announcements. It's a bit outdated, but it shows how to set up Ustream. And of course, we are always in the chat. We're always here to help. When you set up your stream, we suggest you test it with us. So we can, most problems are audio level related. Most people have problems with the audio level being too low. Most often we can't do much about that, but yeah, with the Justin TV option, actually, there's, again, because of the more complex setup, there's more options to help people. What exactly do you mean with the question, is this information available? I don't know what information you mean. Do you mean the information in this presentation? I'll just wait for an answer. Or actually, meanwhile, I wanted to... Yes, this presentation. No, this is not available. As I said, this is a test, a feasibility test in a sense. Can I do a Justin TV presentation that looks decent? Can I set it up in a way that works for, at least for me, somewhat? Now the next step is, of course, deciding if we want to switch to Justin TV on a general approach. Yeah, the problem here is more of a should we actually suggest people to use Justin TV? Do you think it's worthwhile for people to go through all these setup things that I just flashed over, quickly mentioned? Or is it better if we try to stay with Ustream or find another more easier to set up configuration? Recording was asked. If you look here, no. Oh, here. We have a record to disk check mark. So if I check this and click start, it will ask me where will I want to save the file. There might also be a setting somewhere where the file will be saved. And then it's local. But Justin TV does on the server automatic recording. However, our recordings will be deleted after a certain time. So after the recording, one has to go in and make a setting, and then either you can upload to YouTube, or you can put that setting on in a way that it will always remain on the server of Justin TV. Yeah, as I said, setup is complex. It's more complex than Ustream, and Mark and I both have experience with setting up people with Ustream. I think actually the advantage of this approach is it makes more sense. The Ustream problems are mostly due to just this weird, convoluted UI that makes no sense whatsoever, with random buttons being drop downs and stuff hidden everywhere. This is pretty clean and easy to set up. So I think actually if we allow people to stream to the same login, we just can give them a file that they have to load, open broadcast setting, and when they do that, everything is set up as it is on my computer. Now that does not set up the video cam twists pass-through and the source pass-through, but other than that, that should actually work. So we can make this pretty easy, I think. But there will always be several programs to install and several settings that have to be made the correct way for this to actually work. Yeah, so I can save this setting files and send it to someone. However, in that case, they will be using my username and my password on the Justin TV. Actually, no, the password is actually JTV. It's not a real password. But anyway, they would stream directly into my account, I actually think that's a good idea because that way we have an archive at one point and on YouTube, and that will simplify a lot of things, in my opinion. So yeah. Right, and when you record video, it always also is a question of what quality settings you choose. You can get extremely huge files depending on the quality settings that you have used, or really small settings for certain files. So yeah. Oh, actually, while we're at it, let's quickly start the Flash MediaLive encoder, just to see what I meant when I said that Apple made a simpler UI. So can I actually make this in a way? No, that's actually not what I want. Oh yeah, right. So this is only partly visible, but this is the equivalent software of Adobe. You have a little bit more settings here that can be set. That can be set falsely, but overall this is the same thing. Okay, what settings are needed to be able to read text? Are you unable to read the text on my screen, mDaup? Is the quality too low to read the text on my screen? Maybe I just don't understand what you mean, what your question is. The lower limits of text readability? You mean I should make different text sizes visible on the screen so you can see what the smaller text is? Or I still don't understand the question, I guess. Yeah, but if you go full screen on the text, you can't chat anymore. Or at least you can't type into the chat anymore, even worse. Oh, okay. You mean what settings would I use so that text is barely readable? Actually, that depends on this setting. It's in my case, and of course on the resolution used. Actually, I could, in theory, set up a full screen capture mode, and then not change these numbers. So then the whole screen would be squished into a smaller rectangle. And then, of course, you'd pretty soon get problems with text readability, and that's what Ustream did, or at least what was happening when we used Ustream. The differences in encoding on one hand, and input and output rectangle sizes, so to say, reduce the readability of text. And of course reduce the demand on hard disk drive and throughput, but that's I guess it's another story. So someone suggested I should do a Flash chatref. I was thinking about making a chatref version 2 that uses IRC protocol, and there's Flash clients for IRC. There's PHP clients for IRC, as far as I know. So that could be an approach to unify the chat and the video into each other. But in fact, I would like people to chat more. I mean, I'm always online when I'm working. and in that sense we encourage the use of the client. Just open it when you're coding, and it can talk live code and why the screen and other things. So someone says he's getting noise. What kind of noise is it? Also, most people are getting noise. What kind of noise? I don't know what. I don't have it open, so I can't. Maybe in the recordings I can see what you mean. Maybe it's because I was fumbling around with the cable. No, not cable movement mice. We take all size of presentations. We don't have a limitation on the downside, on the bottom or at the top for amounts. Actually, I think most presentations are too long. For example, this presentation is almost 45 minutes long, and that's actually a bit too long, I think. So the audio problem, I don't know.